It's great to see the interest from government, from academia, and industry working together on this. As Rory said, my name is Ranslem. I'm the CEO of Dry Global. We are a maritime cybersecurity company, and we provide risk intelligence globally to the maritime industry. There's a lot of interesting things that we've seen happen just in the past year, and advances are moving rapidly right now when you look at cybersecurity. One of the things from the threat perspective that I think is very interesting that we've seen happen over the last couple of years is the dwell time. So that's when an attacker launches an attack or malware into your system, the time before an actual attack takes place. We've seen the dwell time go from about 270 days to 4 days, which is really interesting from the perspective, and I think we're going to see that even lower. One of the other things that we've seen is the attacks are changing pretty rapidly. I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think one day we're going to get to the point where every attack is going to be a zero-day attack. And I know that's a conversation that we've had a number of times with that. One of the other interesting things that I think has really changed is that the solutions that we're looking at specifically for maritime have advanced quite a bit. We've launched a suite of cybersecurity solutions with our partners at BlackBerry, specifically to operate in the shipboard environment. And one of the issues we've seen is how you protect a ship is different than how you protect a bank or a hospital or an office building. The tools and how that operates and what you do are very different. So we've really looked at how can we solve that issue of being able to provide that protection for a vessel. I've been in the maritime industry for 30 years, spent 4 years at sea with the U.S. Coast Guard, and so have an understanding of what that looks like from a shipboard perspective. One of the interesting things from the maritime perspective is we seem to be behind the rest of the world when it comes to protection, when it comes to training, when it comes to a lot of the different issues that have been raised so far. And in some ways, that's a good thing because we can anticipate what the potential attack vectors are based on what we're seeing happen in other industries. And that's where we look from an intelligence perspective. From maritime, the biggest attack that we've seen has been ransomware on systems. It's been a financial gain. Occasionally, we have seen state-level actors, and that's more directed at individual organizations or assets. But I think there's the potential that we're going to see the level of state actors against the maritime continue to rise in the future just because of the financial and economic impact of our industry. 90% of goods that we use are on a ship at some point in their life, so it's an extremely important industry. One of the other things that I think is interesting is if there was an incident on board a ship 5 years ago, nobody would think about cyber. And when the Maersk ship hit the bridge in Baltimore, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning US time, and my phone started ringing with people asking me, was this a cyber incident? And I didn't even know what they were talking about. And they said, yeah, there's a ship that's hit the bridge in Baltimore. And after we looked, we said, no, it's not a cyber incident, but it's just interesting to see that dynamic of what people are thinking of when they see now an incident take place with a ship that you didn't see in the past. One of the things that I think our industry needs to do is to continue this momentum that Rory mentioned on collaboration. Is most of the other industries globally share information on what those attack vectors look like, what does the attack surface look like, what's happening. And in maritime, we do not do a good job of sharing that information because that helps. That's one of the things that we're trying to do as we deploy more solutions out into the maritime industry, is be able to anonymize that data and then be able to provide that back to the CyberShip-Lab so that they can then run simulations with that almost in real time as to what we're seeing, so that we can very quickly get to solutions or solutions even ahead of the problem. So that's one of the things that I would definitely encourage is between all the industry stakeholders, and I think I say this every time I'm asked to give a presentation, is the communication piece. That's where as an industry, I think we really have to improve, and then also being able to communicate with stakeholders in other industries. What are they seeing? What's happening? And can we anticipate that type of an attack or issue? So, thank you.